Hello everybody, you may have been wondering where I've been. You probably weren't, but I'm here to tell you anyways. I've been developing a mod called The3dcolors. Premise of this mod, more dyeable blocks. For the first update, which is the release version, we have added dyeable leaves. The leaves you can dye at this point are oak, birch, spruce, jungle, acacia, and mangrove. Now, some of you may have noticed at some point here that there is two of us here. This is the 3D Gamers. He made all of the textures. We are two of the founders of the 3D company. The 3D
The only
company.
two founders. Wait, no.
Blueco.
Right.
He's also here, but he didn't help develop the mod. Blueco.
And technically, the Pleasant Hammer time, because
Oh yeah.
the 3D
Pleasant
company
Hammer.
was created a minute ago. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that jazz. The channels to the 3D Gamers, Blueco, Pleasant Hammer will all be linked in the description. The 3D Company Discord server will also be linked in the description if you have any questions about the mod and its development. So, on to a little bit more detail on the features. For versions 1.21.1. The leaves, they do work with fast graphics, although they will look horrendously ugly. They work. And you can waterlog all current leaves for those two versions. The 1.21.5 version, I ain't even gonna lie, it's formatted entirely different from the others. So be careful with that one. They also will work with more culling for the 1.21.1 and 1.21.10 versions. All of the leaves are also tagged as dyed and with the leaf tag. Also with a tag called color. This is a tag that'll come up later in development for this mod. Now, on to updating. For this mod, currently, we will be updating versions 1.21.1 and 1.21.10. The reason being, 1.21.1 is the current standard for fabric modding, and 1.21.10 is the latest game version and the version that our Minecraft server is on. We will continue to update the standard of fabric modding, the current game version, and the game version that our current Minecraft server is on, unless a backport is really requested. Now, that means when a new standard comes out, which will likely be something like 1.22.1, we will update to 1.22.1 or 2 or whatever, and that will replace the updates that are happening to 1.21.1. And if any features, such as a dyed variant of a block that comes out after an update, we will not backport the entire block. So, for example, if we were to add something like dyeable bushes, we would not add those to 1.21.1, as bushes do not exist in version 1.21.1. They would be added to 1.21.10. Now, when I say the version of the server and the latest version, we run a modded server. That server will always have the mod. It'll be on 1.21.10, even when 1.21.11 comes out. So, when 1.21.11 comes out, the updated versions from there will be 1.21.1, 1.21.10, and 1.21.11. Now, on to the good part. Future updates. At the moment, we are planning to add more leaves. We're adding dark oak leaves, which will be a darker variant of the oak leaves, adding another dark color. Azalea leaves, which will be real nice, as, they're just going to be a brighter, more pastel version. And flowering azalea leaves, which will be a brighter pastel version with the complementary color of the flower. There are more features planned for this first update. They will be announced later down the line. That's all for this devlog. I hope you enjoyed the insight on a little bit of the developing process. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will point out that this mod's current size is a little bigger for what it is. It's not a massive mod, but the performance of it might iffy in terms of JavaScript. It won't make your game lag, but there are ways to improve. As I learn how to improve the code will improve. So if you have any tips on optimizing this, feel free to leave a comment. Any points of advice for anything and any requests for blocks that should be dyeable in the future, feel free to leave a comment.